Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Mhm.
Okay, I just started the player and we're ready to go. Hi, Strawberry. We're going to let you up soon. I just want to talk to my new friend from South Florida, Denise. We actually met on Twitter Spaces. I feel like I almost like mentioned you in the Flashback Friday space
Oh,
because
yes.
no, is it Feedback Friday? I'm sorry, Feedback Friday.
Yes, and I want to thank you for inviting me to be a co-host today. It's very exciting because I'm new and this is super exciting for me. I'm telling you, I was talking about it all day. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Like I said, I want to make sure you have a great experience. And what's the chance of you have so much in common with me? I've never met anyone that this much in common with me. It's been a while, actually. So I was excited to was connect with you, and it was just so
Yes.
random.
Yes, that's what I told my friend, the one that drove back to me with me from Nashville to South Florida. I was like, it's like I know this person already, and I don't know her, but I know her. It's great, great. I
We
guess
have,
that's what this does.
and then my other co-host Brent, I co-host for him too. So he's in a space, and so I invited him. Let me invite some more people. If you could go ahead and invite some
Oh,
people in so
sorry.
we can get them to join. And
Okay. I didn't mean to do
Allie,
that.
I'm gonna pull you up in a minute after we talked a little bit. Then I'm gonna invite you up. Thank you for joining us. And if anybody can please invite everyone in, I'm gonna talk a little bit
Yes.
about what South Florida is about. So you guys, if you want to see a little glimpse of what how awesome South Florida is or how crazy it is, I want to share that.
Just a quick question. Inviting people. I just would just I'm like I said, I'm new at this, so I just push the little arrow on the side next to the tweet. Correct?
Yep, and you can do invite, or there should be a purple button that pop up. It says invite via DM. Did you see that one?
Okay. One moment. Let's see here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and invite my pals group. Please
DM.
join.
Okay. Yes. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
And meet my friend Denise and meet Denise. I'm gonna get a hold of my good friend who used to be my co-host for my social chats. And there we go. And so get her to come in here too. I love because I kind of like showed her a little bit, so I'm gonna invite her too. Denise, you have your hands up. Yeah, you're the co-host, so this is your space too. So you don't need to put your hands up.
Oh. Okay. No, I didn't want to interrupt anyone, so I was going to ask about the DMing. So just going through that. That's all.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could have
Ask me
helped you.
anything you would need. So the whole idea is to invite certain people. See, like I don't look at that like as many as far as I got 50 people in here because I think it's all different because you can have 10 people in your space and then there are 40 people listening. So I stream, so I get a lot of my listeners outside of Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how does
So
that seem to work? I don't know anything about is
oh yeah
streaming
yeah
outside other
yeah. Okay. So
venues.
this is a link, right? This is the Twitter Space link. You can send it to anyone and they can listen to it anywhere. They just click it and it'll pop and they just listen to live. They can't join in if it's on a desktop, but if they want to join in, they would have to use their Twitter app and
Mm.
set up an account and then be able to join in so they can talk. And that's the basic of it. What I do as a live streamer, and this is what I love to do. I've been doing this for like I think for the last 11 years of my life, Monday through Friday. Like the last couple of years because of COVID, I just have been trying to like looking at different platforms instead of doing YouTube like I usually do. So I'm looking at Twitter Spaces, and I am decided that I'm going to utilize Twitter Spaces as more as my studio way of connecting, more of a utility tool. And then
Mm.
I'm going to turn around and live stream this out to my followers to my radio station, which is Social Chats. You can see the brand in there. Social Chats has been around since February 2010. So I'm just live streaming to our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel, and now I also have it on my private Facebook page because once
Mm.
I finish editing it, there's two components to my chats. One component is it becomes a podcast. Number one, I actually
Awesome.
upload it into uh, I, I think Anchor, but it becomes Spotify and becomes Google and becomes all this. So that's those are the 10 different links that I create from one Twitter space. Then the second one I would do is before I even upload into Anchor, I would make it look pretty again and try to like you see the video I made of us.
I love
Um,
it. Hmm.
yeah, so what I do is I utilize that and make that, and then I have an ending video that I'll create and I'll make a video out of the whole process. So what you see
Mm.
right now is being recorded
Hmm.
and live streamed. So I have 3 different channels of distributing the content.
Oh wow, that's just amazing. I didn't know that
Yes.
was even possible. So I just want to ask this other question here. So
Yeah,
back, I
ask
hate to
away.
keep going back to DMs.
But let
Okay,
me say hi to everybody real quick.
okay, yes.
Hey Sleepy, hey Raj, how are you? And hey guys, well, how are you? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you. Okay, go ahead. Ask me away.
Okay, so I just went through my DMs and invited a few people. All I could find on my feed to invite or my list to invite were probably about 18 people. So, is there some way that I can expand that because I have more followers than
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
you can either we're gonna let some people up here and so they can share their thoughts. But usually, you can make your a list of people you want to DM, or you're part of a list of people
Mhm.
that you DM. So I go from there, and then here's my friend Sleepy. Let me just let him come up. I learned so much from him. He's always very good. He does cybersecurity. And then Raj, if you want to come up, we're all just gonna introduce Denise into the world of Twitter Spaces. So.
Mhm.
And God's will, I just send that too. Hey, Sleepy, how are you?
Uh, Pretty good actually. I'm decompiling the Signal app and unencrypting their application because I found a remote code execution in it.
Why am I not surprised? See, this. Oh, why am I not surprised? By the way, your Twitter space yesterday was incredible. I was just very impressed.
Oh, thank you. You're talking about the one where I actually talk normal to people?
That, that did Alberta tell you? Did Alberta say something to you?
No, no, because people never see me in a business standpoint. Like, I used to do public speaking when I was younger, and I'm very good at it. I can explain verbally something, but if you tell me, hey, go write this down and explain how you got into this system, I'm gonna be like, I did this, that, and that. Okay. They're gonna be like, but explain further. I don't know.
So I think I don't know. So Garswell, how do you get people to come join your space? I don't I don't know. Does anyone want to have any ideas and you want to share? I was just telling Denise here that she's actually new. We met and we turns out that we're from the same town. So that's why
Mm.
we're doing this space. I want to help her and have a good experience and get more people from South Florida to join in. Um, how do you
Did
get
you
more people
know
to join?
you tweet out your space, and when you tweet your space out, a lot of times it won't let your notifications see that you're broadcasting your space. But when you tweet it out and you set a title, then it will pop up in timelines. So when you click the share, it'll pop up. Also, there's a bug in Spaces where if you're signed into another device or on another browser, you can be in someone else's space while hosting a space.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually am in. You can be like it depending on your desktop too, right? I mean, like
Mhm.
if I have Safari and I have Chrome,
Firefox, you can be in
yeah,
multiple.
Oh, I'm just starting off with one now, and maybe I'll work my way up there. So I'm trying to keep up with you guys here.
you got
Uh,
this.
I'm actually on my computer right now. I haven't loaded it up in about a week now. And I forgot how to sign in. I forgot what I put my root directory as on Black Arch. And when I was trying to load into my distro, I was like, oh God. I've got a custom encrypted Black Arch I'm developing.
See, that just went over Denise's head, and so is mine too. So, God's will. How are you?
Hey, what's up, people? How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, this is the first time I'll be joining your space. Never knew you hosted, spaces.
Are
Um,
you kidding me? No, actually, I'm more of the co-host. I don't really like. I've have 146 or 150 spaces under my belt, according to
whoa,
my software.
that's a lot.
I do a lot of co-hosting for a lot of people too, because I pay for this software and so I run it. So this way, I guess, in a community, you try to help everybody, and everyone's success would be your success, because as a community grow and it gets up there, we all work together. So that's how I utilize Twitter Spaces and Twitter, and doing different things for different people, because I can sit here and do all this stuff and say, hey, I host my space and this is my show, blah blah blah, and I did that from, oh my God, I had like 8 shows all at once at one time, Monday through Friday, literally. And that was my show, but I had my co-host, but it was just not what I didn't, it was just too much of a commitment. And I did that for like 8 years. That's just too much. So now it's kind of, I took the step back, and now I just am more of supportive. I want to help people. So Denise and I
Right.
were talking, and she was like, I'm not really comfortable with this. I'm like, come on, let's jump on. Let's talk about this, and we'll get more people to join in and show us what they're doing.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That was how I started hosting spaces. Initially, I was scared because a lot of my um the people I interact with in my community, they're not from Africa. They're from the U.S. So I was scared because of my accent. Maybe people won't understand what I'm saying. But I did my first space with someone who was also shy, lady from the UK. We're just talking about tech and like web development, and that was in April this year. That was when I did my first Twitter space, and it's been really awesome from then, from that point. Just to answer the first question you asked me about how I get people to join my space. Usually it's just a tweet. So because I interview people on my Twitter spaces, so we both put out a tweet so that our followers can set a reminder and join the space. That's all we do when it comes to publicity, and we don't really
Mm.
check. We don't really do it for the like we don't look at the, oh, we got so much people today, oh, we got few people. Like, even if they're like, I've hosted a space where it was just me and my co-host, like no one was listening. That was like my second space ever. No one listened throughout, but we didn't stop. We just kept talking. And more recently, the last space I hosted, um we had over 1,000 people listening. So we don't really do it for
Wow.
the, yeah, we don't really do it for the views, because we
Wow.
know, yeah, we actually enjoy hosting the spaces.
Wow. Yeah, but why are you sound wonderful. I don't know why you're worried about your accent. You sound incredible, actually. You speak
Yeah.
very well, like very, like really really well. Uh,
Yeah, thanks. I was scared initially because I had not done a lot of public speaking, but I guess over time, the more I host spaces and just make myself vulnerable by engaging in conversations with random people I've never met before, it sort of gave me the um it aided you know my speaking abilities. So definitely, I've not always sounded like this right from time. But the more I do stuff like pull out YouTube videos, do random spaces, join Discord calls, and just put myself out there, that really helped me. Yeah,
well, that's the key, though, right? You got to practice.
true. That's so true.
So I got my good friend Alberto here. Hey, Alberto.
Hello, how are
I'm
you?
like, are
buddy?
you here? Or are you in another space?
No, I am actually in another place recording the session because I have the feature of recording. I don't know if you had it. Sorry,
Okay,
just kidding.
okay. We got it. Okay.
Now, how are you guys?
Good. So everyone say hi to my new friend Denise. She is from South Florida. And we met
Hello.
randomly on Twitter. So I wanted her to meet everyone and really just kind of like just help her with the different things she needed to ask questions about, what to do in Twitter Spaces, how do you get
Yeah,
people there?
I would like to say a shout out to Brandon Mullins, who is here. He basically was the first person that tried to help me when I was starting to write my book. So thank you, Brandon, for everything. It's the first time that I see him in spaces, so thank you very much for pushing me to write the book. Thank you.
Wow, I was only saying that the other day to someone. I need a ghostwriter though. I don't think I could do it myself, but maybe I should talk to him too.
Hey, Brandon,
Yes,
I'd
you
love for you
should.
to
Yes,
come
you
join
should.
us. Let me invite you to speak. If you want to grab the mic, please do. Love to hear from you. And Raj,
Yeah,
join us.
Brandon has a publishing company that he can help people like Samantha. I mean, he's a wonderful person, and he can help anyone that is wanting to uh, write something and doesn't have the experience and knowledge to do it. So that's wonderful.
Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
It's great to meet all of you and great to see you again, Alberto. I'm overjoyed with the success you've had.
Yes.
And it all started with you.
Well, you're part of it, Brandon. You're part of it.
And Samantha is now, she's a spacer. She can host her own space.
Oh, I know, it's a miracle, isn't it? Finally. Oh no, I hated every minute of it though, as I had to close it down. I was like, okay, guys, I'm bored now. I've had enough of hosting my own space because I have to be there all the time.
So when you mean hosting a space, what is exactly?
This is a space. This
Yes.
So Tonya is the host. So
Right.
she is reliable. She has to be here in order for the space to continue.
Yeah, my phone dies, the whole space dies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Okay. And then if I could not host a space unless I am like unless I have something, I don't know. I'm completely
No, you can
clueless
host a
on this.
space. You can host. You just have to press the tweet button in your normal timeline, and it should come up with the space button, which mine wasn't doing until today.
Okay,
But,
that's why. That's why. Okay, I thought maybe you had to have some like certification or something. And the reason
No.
I did it, I tried to play around with this, and I opened up a little space. I thought I did, and someone I believe from one of Tanya's spaces popped on, and he and I were chatting. I was just saying, "Oh, I'm just playing around with this, trying to figure out, the buttons and everything." And after the chat or the space ended, it said it was he was co-hosting it. So I thought, oh, maybe I wasn't
Well,
allowed to do that.
maybe you gave him co-host rights. Then you could allocate 2 co-hosts to your space, which is what you are now, a co-host.
Yes.
And so
Okay.
is Alberto.
All right. That's probably what I did. But it was just
Yeah.
interesting. And then when Tanya just mentioned you were hosting your own space, I thought, oh,
Oh yeah, no, she meant earlier. She meant earlier,
Okay,
just because I've been
perfect.
kicking off that I haven't been able to do it, and now I've done it, I don't want to do it anymore.
Aw.
see, Samantha is
Nice.
usually the co-host. Alberto just leaves her
Yes.
by herself. And we'll all come in and we're like, where's Alberto? And then now the new thing is like Samantha and Alberto leaves us on the co-host. And I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah, and then we go and host loads of other spaces and join them and see how many rooms we can be in at the same time.
Oh my.
It was quite
Okay.
amusing, actually. It was an interesting experiment all the same. So Brandon, sorry, yeah, can you work with PDFs of screenshots? That's what I want to know. Like, or would you No, that's not what you do, is it? Sorry. Please tell me a little bit more about what you do, Brandon, and how you can help people in that want to write a book. If you don't mind. Sorry, Tonya, taking over.
No worries.
I don't mind at all. I basically will work with new authors who are looking to have their books published. I prefer to work with books in Word format manuscripts, but I'll go through the whole process of helping people publish their book using various tools like Amazon's KDP platform, which is a very inexpensive way to self-publish your own books. Through my publishing company, moonbooks.net, I am able to basically help authors to basically get their books ready and get everything prepared, and go so far as to mentor them with self-publishing their own books, or on occasion I will publish books for people using Amazon's platform. I also do this type of thing through Upwork, which is how I pay the bills, which allows me to do stuff through Moonbooks, basically to just help people. But I'm basically someone that you would come to with book ideas or manuscripts. I've been known to put together anthologies on the fly if I have a series of authors looking to basically have their short stories published. But basically, I'm just a guy who helps other people.
Oh, that's lovely. No, that's a nice way to be. No, I can't even begin to think about writing, but I keep being. Oh, I've just got a lot of information and a big story to tell, but I don't really know how to do that. And I thought a ghost writer or something, but is what somebody mentioned to me. I didn't even know they existed until recently, but I just have a lot of stuff.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Yes.
If I was you, and while you're looking for your ghostwriter, kind of like organize your thoughts as far as how you think your story would be like, where
Oh well,
like beginning
I've
and
done
end
a
of
lot of
that.
that. I've
Okay,
done a lot of
then
that
you
already.
should host some Twitter spaces on it, based around it.
Well,
Just
I know,
focus on,
maybe.
you know.
If you've seen all the stuff I've posted, if you looked at any of the PDFs I've been posting, that's been for Jonathan and Alberto.
Yeah, no, I've been following that. I actually look at everything you guys. We're all in the same little
right.
chat spaces, but I'm just saying, for you, so your mind it's not to say, here, sell your book right now. I'm just saying, just for you to just get comfortable talking about it. Like Godswill was saying, how because he hosts Twitter spaces and does YouTube, he's talking about it, and and like when he said he's worried about his English, and I'm like, God, you sound perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, and he's like, yeah, because I've been doing this. So same thing. I'm suggesting that you should like kind of create an outline and decide what where do you want to start your story on, or how do you want to build your story. And like, I'm the wrong person, but Brandon would probably be the more. But I feel like people who have a story, they want to share it, they want to talk about it, but they don't know where to start.
That's where I'm slightly challenged, because I don't like talking about it a lot, in the sense of, I'm sure you get what I mean, Tonya, but this is, so all the documents that I've been passing over is it's not all of them yet, but it's all the stuff that I've gone through with the police and the various different authorities. And there's a lot of text in there actually, but the focus was for the police. So I don't know how valid that is in a, I don't know how it reads, really. That's what I'm trying to say, because obviously I've written it, so I've never had a flair for writing, so I'm not sure that I know what you're saying, and I just find it really difficult to kind of, obviously there's a backstory to all that stuff as well, and things that went on, and how, from my perspective, more so, I suppose, in a personal, as opposed to me trying to document it. Oh, anyway, I'm just talking rubbish. Sorry.
No, you're
No, no,
not.
no.
You're fine.
No, actually, that's pretty much. This is just my advice. I have an auntie that wrote a book, and she didn't actually. I shouldn't even say write it. She spoke it. She just recorded everything,
Oh,
and
okay.
just as you are now, just kind of expressing yourself. That's just. I believe that's a start. You can then kind of organize and go into the writing portion afterwards. But just speaking it, things pop in your head as you go through a story as you're chatting. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of notes. I mean, my entire bedroom is, I can't move in my bedroom for paperwork because this is like a 5-year ordeal. So
Wow.
there's plenty of material. It's just but it's so much of it. I don't even know where to start sometimes, as Alberto tells
Do
me.
you mind? Do you mind if I ask you what the contents or the context of the story is, or your
Yeah.
book?
Well, I had my home and my business network hacked basically, and
Oh, wow.
and I was targeted for 5 years, and my efforts I went into a police station about 6 weeks after having 2 professionals try to fix my problems with no access to my business, no access to my money, no access to anything. And within 20 minutes of being in the police station, my first time ever in a police station, I might add, and they tried to section me, and they put me in the back of a police car and whisked me off to a mental institution for assessment, claiming that I was psychotic and a danger to myself.
Amazing.
To which I was let out that night, but that theme continued throughout me trying to report. Obviously, it took me some time to get over that and to go back to the police. And then when I did, I just got more of the same. And then when I found that my children had been doxxed on the dark web, and somebody helped me scrape the dark web for information, and my children had this digital footprint that was associated to hundreds of different elements of criminality on the dark web, with their names, their accounts, and one of their biometric data. When I tried to report that, I ended up with social services in my life, because the policewoman who was apparently dealing with the case that I hadn't even spoken to reported me to social services because my children were apparently accessing the dark web. And it's just been an ongoing nightmare that I'm still trying to resolve with the police now, but they keep just shoving me off on the sidelines. And that's why I've got to the point where it is with the police at the moment, and they're supposed to be peer reviewing it, and they've been doing that since April of this year. And the technical documentation that I provided, Alberto and some other friends of ours have peer reviewed and gone through it, and they completely disagree with what the police have said to me, because basically they're still trying to say that, well, yes, we can see something may have happened, but we're not, we can't confirm it. And they would come and do a download of my router, and it's taken them 6 months just to do that. And I've just had enough, really, and I just want I just want to show the world, not that, how shitty and crappy they are, and how they treated me, and what we've gone through. I've lost everything. I have to live with my mother, so do my kids now. We moved in with my mum. My car's been stolen, house has been broken into twice, all to do with this situation, and not one policeman has treated me nicely, really. And that's it. Sorry. See, this
No, don't apologize. That is absolutely incredible that you had to endure that. I just can't even. It's like a movie, That's incredible.
Yes.
I just don't understand. Some of us don't live where we've even come close to situations like that. So, I know it happens. You hear about it, but it's.
I know, and I'm getting a bit thingy just talking about it. I have trouble. I've submersed myself in cybersecurity ever since to try and resolve my own problems. But I've only, since I met Alberto back in July, so it's only very recent, have I sort of spoken to anybody about it. I have been completely isolated until then, because everybody just said you're mad, you're this, you're that, or has tried to label me as somebody that's something wrong, despite the volumes of evidence that I have. But I just think that lots of police forces around the world are not dealing with these crimes in any, and they are crimes essentially. Somebody has taken over my device, my family's devices, and have used them for nefarious purposes, and that needs to be acknowledged, that this is happening. I'm not the only person. Alberto and Tonya have come across many people that have been victims of similar things on the spaces. But all you ever hear is that the police do nothing, and somebody needs to really make somebody with a story like mine, I think, has to start shouting about it, so that other people see, and people that might not, might still be like me and just hiding away from something, but they need a voice too. And I just figure I have to do this. As hard as it is.
I think you should. It's very important because it can happen to anyone, really. So, it's just, that's why I want you to publish this. And Brandon, I hope you can help her.
I just don't know where to, I'm not a writer. I've got lots of material, like I said, but I just don't even know. It's so much stuff going on. It's just, where do you start? And I'm always so limited what I can do as well with I only have an iPhone. I do everything on an iPhone, which always amazes Alberto.
Yeah,
I'm
relate with
actually
that.
inviting everybody up to speak if everybody else want to pop in. So, because like I said, this is my Fun Friday space is just a conversation chat where it's just here for me to meet and get to know people and kind of find out what they're doing.
Send me a message on here, and we'll work on some kind of plan, and we'll get your story published in one way or another. And definitely keep in touch with Alberto. And
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm with Alberto all the time. I'm like his Twitter space wife. So.
She is. She's the one that knows what's going on with him. We don't know whatever happened to him. Yeah, and I'll help you with the press stuff, with the media, with my communication company. But also, once you get the book written, the next thing is crowdfunding. Even before the book is written, you can crowdfund. I'm kind of curious what Brandon thought about for crowdfunding a book.
I've actually never tried that. I just kind of fell into book publishing when a lady back around 8 or 9 years ago thought I was a book publisher and gave me a chance to learn how to do it. So I've just been learning these things through trial and error, and have somehow started a company, and I'm just learning it all as I go along. I think crowdfunding could certainly be a really good way of getting some money back of what you would put in, or effort that you would put in. And later on down the road, it's also easy to get an audiobook put together and have it up on Audible and iTunes and places like that. There's a lot of opportunities available.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I just don't have any money to put into these things. I just recently got the government universal credit. I've never claimed anything off the government in my life. I've always worked really hard. I have my own business. I had my own house. My children were at private school, all paid for by me before this happened. But now I have like £400 a month to feed 2 teenage boys, and I don't have enough money to do that. So that's always a problem for me. And I tried to get a job and things like that, but there's so much crap about me on the internet that's been created, but not by me. It's as Nana, one of our other friends who looked in, it's like, they really have ruined your life, haven't they? I was like, yeah, thanks. So I don't even look what's out there. So if anybody does look, then it's not me. I'm on Twitter and that's it. So
Well, I totally understand what you're saying. I don't know if this is oversharing, but we live pretty much paycheck to paycheck. Nothing I do through Moon Books helping new authors. I won't be charging you anything. We can get this together without any money out of your pocket. So don't worry about that.
oh wow, thank you. But I mean, I hate. Oh yeah, I hate this about. I hate not being able to. I was just I wasn't asking for that. I was just saying that, you know, it's a difficult thing for me I can't commit to anything financially. Sorry. But thank
Oh,
you.
no,
That's
no.
very kind of you. I'm sorry. I just need to shut up for a minute because I'm getting all emotional.
Oh, baby, well,
Aw.
good. I got you, by the way. Don't worry, I got you.
I know, Tonya. I
I
know
got
what
you.
you've
You
done.
fall,
Thank
I
you.
catch you.
I know you
You
did.
jump somewhere, I'll jump with you. Don't worry, I got you.
Mm.
Then we'll drag Alberto with us, and I'll bring Brent, and I'll bring Denise.
I'll go,
So,
honey. I'm ready to jump. I'm at what I call the beginning, the last end of my life, and I'm ready to jump. Let's go. Let's do this. Starting all over, halfway through.
oh yeah, Samantha, I didn't tell you. Samantha used to run a hair salon too, Denise.
Oh,
We're all
Oh
hair,
no,
sister
we're
friend.
all
not
hairdressers.
not a hair. No, mine was beauty. I
Beauty.
didn't do hair, just beauty.
Yeah,
Lots of
I did
Botox.
hair. Well,
Yes,
Denise did
well,
hair. She did
yeah, hair. I did hair, nails, and makeup as well, esthetician. I did it all, but basically, I at the I kind of went into just hair and mostly color. So yes, still my love. That's still my love. Deep in my heart, that'll always be my um, I guess my occupation. I fly the skies now.
They say a beautician, not a magician. Is that what
Right, right.
someone gave me like a little doll. It says because they go, you're a beautician, not a magician. I was like, oh, but I am a magician.
Yes, we are. We are.
We're expected to be a magician, but no, I was just thinking that it was just so cool that when you pop into space, we had like, I was like, and I felt so bad all these people popping in there. They didn't know what the heck we were talking about. We were just screaming like little girls, going, "Oh my God, did you
I
do that too? Oh
know.
my God!"
Isn't that
This is how
crazy? And I
Samantha and
didn't
I
even
talk.
realize it. I didn't even realize there were all those people there. That's what's so funny. And I'm just, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." Yes, and then,
She and I were talking, and we forgot there were people in the space, and all of a sudden I hear her go, "Who are these people?" I say, "Oh, they're here just to hear us talk and listen and stuff." But Brandon, I was gonna tell you, I am not a I became a publisher, just mostly press releases, and I have a press room and stuff like that back in 2007. But my first husband, my high school sweetheart, I'm not sure if you ever heard of them or not, but his father founded Great American Book Fair. They gave, they pass out books to kids in school and stuff, all the school board all over the country. And then they got purchased by Scholastic Publishing. And I'm from Orlando, so Scholastic Publishing. Then he ended up running it for a while, but I never thought. I mean, this was
Wow, my
yeah.
kids used to use that in their private school.
Mean Scholastic Publishing books.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, they're
yes.
huge.
Yeah, I know. Well, but it's all over, over here. So in the UK, obviously, yeah, wow.
Yeah, the kids, and then now I started like looking up this stuff because the reason I'm bringing this up because my friends are starting to make children's books. I noticed that a couple of my friends they don't want to write big novels. They just want to write children's book, and they got themselves an illustrator. And so, have you worked with any of that, Brandon?
No, I haven't. I've mostly worked with mostly horror authors because that's just the people I knew. But I'm branching out into all kinds of different things, and I've certainly heard of Scholastic. That's really amazing. You said you do press releases?
Yeah, I'm a publicist. I'm a communication consultant. So I do PR, from PR to brand management to brand creation I mean, it's anything, you can have the best product, but if you don't have somebody to sit there and tell you where to just disseminate it and how to make certain things, where to get it. So, and I do it not because I get big clients. I went through that stage already where I the more clients you get, the more money you make, the more money you got to spend and more headaches you get. So, I do a lot of fun projects on my own that I feel inspired. It's not about how much money I make out of it. It's just more of like how I help someone. And I always share this story about this young girl. She wanted to publish a picture book of 50 bookstores in the country. And that was back in 2015, 16. I'm trying to remember when crowdfunding started coming out. And at that time, I was streaming. I had my own internet radio station. So I'd help people a lot just based on whatever I can, whoever I meet, I just like, oh, come on. I'm at the radio, I'll stream you and find out. So we did a show with this young lady and we decided, I said, I'm going to crowdfund for you. But we did her book a little bit as far as how she didn't think that she's going to be able to A, get the money to travel, B, she didn't need that much money. She just wants to have enough money so she can like pretty much travel the country, all 50 states, and then take pictures uh, in the a beautiful picture of these bookstores that she wanted to do a whole picture book on, and then also, talk about it on Facebook and stuff. So I told her, I gave her a thought. I said, what you should do is launch your crowdfunding now instead of trying to sit there waiting. Don't wait until it happens. Plan it now and do it. Do it, and then the money will come. Don't worry about it. She's like, oh my God, really? I'm like, yeah, just do it. And then I told her to do like lunch, like, luncheon for a cause, meaning her luncheon is, she'll go out and set up some lunch or dinner. She did 2 events like that. And that's what I did for the other people that was helping with their books, because it's kind of like crowdfunding. So you tell people they can come have a lunch, right? Meet the author. And but even though the book is not out yet, the people who donate to the book will be mentioned. There was a landing page. We mentioned all the people, and we tweeted out. And it's just like really give them value. But what she did was, I told her, I said, find people that have stuff that they can give you, like, donate to you, so that you can use it as a perk. Because if somebody gives you $400 towards your trip, that you want, A, they're going to get a beautiful book. B, you're gonna like mention their name in there. You're gonna in the back of it or in the front, depending how much you get, and different things so that you can do with it. So don't say, oh, this book is it's going to cost this much, and then I need to have this much to travel and this much. I told her, I said, don't worry about that. Let's just go ahead and create the crowdfund, your story, tell your story, why you want to create this book, what they're going to get out of it. And you're asking people to help you. So she did. She actually went, she raised enough money. She was so happy. It's just like one of those things when you can prove, you can tell somebody something, and then they're like young and they're kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then when it does happen, it changes, and it makes a huge impact on the person's life. So I think crowdfunding for books, I've crowdfunded for like movies, for movie tickets and movie premiere. I mean, it's the sky's the limit when it comes to books. I mean, I'm actually helping a pharmacist actually. He's doing a book about it's not one of the most exciting book, but it's rapamycin and longevity. It's a book about how to live longer with a certain different types of life extension protocols. So it's kind of boring, but I went out and got him free magazine donated by my life extension. I got him some other stuff. He's not even paying me. I just did it just to show him. I didn't even he wants to sit down and talk about contract, but I'm at the point right now. I just want to I don't know. I'm having a problem with committing to people because of what has happened the last 2 years. So now I guess I want to do whatever I want to do. So, but Brandon, you should do crowdfunding. I can teach you.
That would be awesome. I would love to do that.
Janine, where have you been? Let me invite Janine over here. Let me see. My Janine and I do a Wednesday every other one, but she took some time off, so we do a for a cause, so where we raise awareness for a nonprofit. So Janine is in a space. I want to say hi to her. I heard she's back. I missed her space. They were hosting for her. Hi, I invited you to come up and speak if you can. Love to hear from you. And so, and Janine is from the west coast of Florida. And Janine, this is Denise. Denise and I met on Twitter Spaces, and she's from my area. What's the chance of that?
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
Nice to meet you.
girl. Yes, it's nice to meet you. I've been a little bit MIA lately. I said, let me pop in here and say hello.
You're coming back the perfect time. Twitter's all actually getting all the things together, so we'll have tools.
Yeah, that's exciting. I saw that. But yeah, no, it just took a little break and it's been super busy on my end. So, but definitely a break that has just kind of been, I've been needing to take a break for a while. So it was very intentional. So I'm glad I did, but it's nice to be back. See everybody, all my friends.
Oh, welcome back. So Denise, did you, I know I'm all over the place today. It seems like, 'cause I've been doing a bunch of stuff, but did you learn anything? How do you feel? You feel a little more comfortable, or are you still?
Yes, I guess just the basics, and I'm listening to how far. I'm sure everyone started around the same playing field, and I'm listening to all these other venues and help and areas that everyone's in. I guess I don't know. Is this something that just started through here, or have you guys always been involved in aiding one another, or community servicing, or I don't know. It just seems like everyone here is so helpful.
I think because well, let's just look at it this way. If you talk to someone every single day
Okay.
and you hear their voice and you talk to
Mhm.
them, and then and every day they share another thing about themselves, or they tweeted something, or they posted something, and then just having that art of conversation with someone, meeting them in a Twitter spaces and talking to them, and then reaching out, and like God's will and I, we follow each other, but I've never, for him to say, I didn't even know you did Twitter spaces. I'm like, yeah, I do like 140 of them so far. But he and I just DM him. I say, thank you for popping in. I'd love to do a Twitter Spaces with you, just to know what's going on in your area. Maybe I can help you too. So I mean, like, I feel like to be successful, you have to help other people, because success goes up together. So like, if you just spend your whole time and go me, I'm the best, this is what I do, da, da, da. It's awesome and all, you can be
Mhm.
me all you want, but it's kind of lonely, because when you work it together as a team, as collaborators, so it could be about Alberto's project, Amanda's project, even like, I don't even know Brandon, but I'm like, oh yeah, let's, whatever Brandon needs, let's do it, let's do a project together, right? And Janai and I, we do one together too. So where we do, she brings in a nonprofit, I bring in a nonprofit, so we kind of collaborate, and like, it's just a community. And so, and she does other stuff with others Twitter Space host too. So
Mm.
it's our community is special, because it's not about, okay. I think I explained to P what my philosophy about social media and audio, and social media, social network, social media, you want to call it, is when you look at pictures, videos, and you really don't really talk to anyone. You just kind of like look at their stuff, comment, and go, right? But with social audio, it's a different story. Someone can tweet it, you can DM them and say, hey, let's hop into a Twitter space right now. I want to know how your vacation was. Those pictures you took, that was fantastic. Let's invite these other people and let's find out more about that. Boom, you create a whole community. Everyone's sharing the story about what they did on their vacation, or the connection and stuff. So that's where I find social audio is a much more
Mm.
impactful, because it's the audio voice, and it's someone that, instead of me scrolling down my newsfeed every single day and every moment on my phone to look at the stuff, and I notice on Facebook and Instagram they show you the same thing over and over and over until you are triggered to do something. With social audio, you either pop in, you want to talk, you talk. If you don't, you don't. And if you want to share, you want to promote other people's space, fine. It's great. But
Yeah.
there's no time to sit there and have that whole like, oh my God, this person's life is so much better than mine.
No, I think it's great because you actually kind of connect more with a voice. It's a warmer, like you said, it's a warmer connection. So I guess it's like what I would call semi um I don't know what's the word, when you have social activity, or you're, when you're out and about, like what we weren't able to do in 2020, where you're my brain is gone right now, but
2020, you couldn't
oh
even like go out. You couldn't even like hug
yeah,
your friends.
right. So this is semi-social interaction. That's the word I'm looking for. Interaction. So instead of having social interaction with someone, this is semi-social interaction. We're audio, and we're interacting, getting to know one another, and I think it's a little more warmer than, like you said, Facebooking. Oh, I shouldn't say the word. Scrolling through some social venues. I don't know if I can say that here or not, but yes, I understand.
And really, how many people in this space have sat there? If whoever I know Alberto doesn't have a Facebook page, or he hates Facebook or whatever he does. But he goes, I hate Facebook. But I mean, like, how many people sit on Instagram, TikTok, like just sit there all day, go scrolling down the news feed? I have friends that would just sit there all day looking at TikTok. My one girlfriend, her man would just sit there all night looking at TikTok
Yes,
videos, and I'm like,
I think.
why?
Yeah, my kids are like that. It doesn't matter where they're at. And then you hear them giggling all over. What's so funny? I don't get it. But
Yeah.
yes,
But it's I don't know. I just find it strange. I did it myself, so I can't sit there and
yeah.
But I did them. I had that problem, and when you start feeling that anxious anxiety feeling, there is a feeling that scrolling down your news feed all day long does to you. It creates this anxious.
Mm.
I don't know. Does anyone feel that way sometime? If you were like looking at someone's just going down your news feed all day long? I mean, that's no one does that. It's just me and my
Well,
social
no,
media
I'm a
friends.
face
No.
I have to be honest with you. I'm on the other main line, just scrolling through everything, and I just kind of go a little ways and then I stop, and then I go back and do the same thing until and I don't really. I have to be honest with you. Even in that interaction, it's brief and quick. I don't take the time to read what they're posting with the photos, or it's kind of like flipping through the pages of a magazine in a doctor's office. You just and that's it. Just, oh, that's a pretty picture. Okay, and that's what we end up doing. So we really don't get to know that person or know the activity or what the photo is, like you said. So it's just one and done, I guess.
You're definitely not the only one, Tanya, that does that or that happens to. It kind of makes me anxious too. just do that scroll. But I did want to make a point about there's another factor to that too, and that just imagine the accessibility piece. Like like with social audio, I feel like it just takes it to the next level, especially for people who probably aren't able to get out physically, to socialize with people. So I just feel like it just opens it up so much more. The world opens up to so many more people, and there's just so much access now. So that's what makes me really excited about it. And I think it's only going to get better.
For me, it's just been the difference between dealing with people online when you're just DMing, or that complete I can't say it, I've just had my teeth done. Anonymousness, not anonymity. Sorry, I can't say it. That Voices brings a level of authentication about that person as well, which has really sort of helped me open up a little bit. Whereas you don't get that when you send an email or you send a message, and of course things like Zoom and video platforms, us ladies, we're always like, oh my god, is my hair this, is my room a mess, is what there's so many other things that you have to worry about with the video platforms that I hate. So Voices is really a lovely measure in between, I think.
Brandon, what are your thoughts on this?
I totally agree. I actually am a little hesitant to talk because I mix up words, and I'm just socially anxious. But I found these social audio platforms to be really pretty amazing. This is one of the first few times I've actually used one, so I'm still pretty new to it as well. I've always seen Alberto in various spaces, but I've always been in the middle of working for a client or something. So I'm just really happy to be able to finally take part in one.
Do you know Dr. G? Donna, she writes. She's an author, but she helps a lot of other authors. She does the sexuality space, but she's a big author, and there's like a whole push of this community to help other author. So like she mentioned, I don't know, this is horrible, but I can't remember her name, but she's launched a new book. And so they gave me, they asked me if I can publish it for her. And I said, yeah, I'll be happy to publish it for her. Just, give me the info and I'll do it. And so she hosted her book launch on Twitter Space.
Oh.
And yeah. And I did the media. I tweeted it out, and I was putting hashtag media advisory, and I think they think I was trying to get the more media in there, more involved, just to get more people to listen to. Oh my God, Q, you're killing me right now with your. I'm so sorry. I just got sidetracked by Q. She's just changed her because we're having a Halloween party. So she's changed it for Halloween. But the community itself, so the way she did it was I loved it. The book launch, she had two people, Samantha. Samantha, I forgot which, not Samantha Drummond's, the other Samantha. I just went Postman, Samantha Postman. I had to remember her name. Samantha Postman and
Samantha Kelly.
No, Samantha Kelly is the Irish one. But Samantha
Oh.
Postman is the one from Canada. She does a farm, but she speaks in the morning. She works with a lot of Africa Twitter Spaces because
I don't
she's the
know then,
co-host and
sorry.
stuff. Yeah, she's incredible. I freaking love her. So she was doing the hosting, and I did the media. And Donna invited all the other authors and stuff. So she had a really, really good space. And they had a lot of people in there. And now after that, she's been on like everybody else's, podcasts and different Twitter spaces also. So again, I think Twitter space could be a nice platform for people to launch new things, to do a launch. And before you do a launch, you write a press release for it. It goes hand in hand.
Well, I definitely need some help with that. Marketing is certainly not my strong suit, and I'm always launching books. I'll be launching a new horror anthology in a week or so. Kind of missed the mark, but I could certainly use a hand with that.
I love your new profile picture, Janine. I was like looking at it, by the way. Yeah, I love it. It looks beautiful. I love the background. The coloring is perfect.
Oh, bright. That's what I was going for. Bright and bold.
Yeah. Well, I usually have my bright and bold picture, but I'm doing we're doing a Halloween party on Sunday.
Yeah,
So.
I'm yours.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do on this Sunday at 9 p.m. We're doing Purgatory. By that time, everybody should be home, taking their children out trick or treating. And I know, Samantha, they don't do it in the UK, but it's a big thing over here.
Eating all the kids' candy. At least that's what I would be doing.
Oh no, we do it, but
Oh,
I
you
just
do?
I don't do it personally. So my kids have grown up all their lives. In fact, we were talking about this the other day. My son, who's almost 18 now, every single year he's been with his surrogate family for Halloween and trick or treating because they really go to town on it, and they do. So I just don't do it. So I'm just a miserable old cow. And Brandon,
Oh,
sorry, I'm not sure if Tonya quite heard you, but I'm sure she would be happy to help you with that next week.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm so sorry. You know what? I was I commented, but I think my mic was off. But yeah, I totally help you with that.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, book launches is not that. Book launch is like, I think because I was been exposed to it for so long. I mean, I got married to my first husband when I was 16 years old, so I kind of like, and I remember how his family businesses were back then. That was in 1984 or so. How they did it, and then his father, and then they got purchased out, and then how all the and then just by watching how a publishing firm market, but then now you bring it back to 21st century. It's just in crowdfunding and how people will give money based on the story that you provide, but also you have to emotionally provoke them. They have to want to be part of your journey. So yeah, I definitely would sit down. We can talk about it and go from there.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I have to run though. I just realized I have a Zoom meeting with a new author. I have to go fix my hair.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you have a great day. And actually, we're finishing up because I usually only do 60 minutes for my Fun Friday space. I'll pop in later because Alberto has to run his space, and then I'll be his co-host, and then I could be like, that's what he does. He gets me to co-host, and then he leaves me.
That's what he does to all us ladies. He loves us and
Yes.
leaves us. He's such a stud from Uruguay.
So we have, let's see how many people I have in
right
here.
now. Yes, I know. I know you can hear me, Alberto.
So we had total listener of 63 people.
Wow.
There we go.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm
Yeah.
going to duck out now, and Alberto and I will get in touch, and obviously, good luck with your book launch and everything for next week. Hopefully, Tonya can help you. So thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, Alberto's popping up to say goodbye. Don't leave yet, Samantha. Oh, she's left.
It's just connecting.
Alberto's going to say
Yes.
bye. Janine, thank you so much.
I am in a space about vulnerability, disclosure, scary stories for Halloween. So my story,
I'm joining now.
it's about to close.
Go ahead. Tell me your story.
No, read my book, Tonya.
Shall we all just move over there to the next party room?
No, it's about to end.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to co-host. I had such a great
Okay,
time.
everybody. Q, I love your avatar.
Thank you so much.
Good.
I'm
I'm gonna
already
change
all
mine now.
prepped for your Halloween space.
Yes, I'm gonna make the video now so I can start promoting
Awesome.
it. Okay, everybody.
All right.
All right,
Have a good
bye-bye.
one.
Great day.
Bye bye
Bye
now.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye, Julie.
Bye.
See you on space. Bye.
Bye-bye.